Hi there. Yes, I certainly agree that, well, first of all, the Swiss National Bank's decision to uncap the Swiss franc was, of course, completely seismic. It hardly needs me to say that. It's a microeconomic event. All currency moves are adjustment factors, so therefore there will be winners and losers. And the obvious winner will be Eurozone manufacturing, one imagines, because the euro will weaken on the foreign exchanges, and the obvious loser will be the Swiss export sector. It's also fair to say that holders of Swiss-denominated debt will also suffer, of course, because the Swiss National Bank cut the regional country's rate from minus 0.25 to minus 0.75%. I think that the copper price is certainly falling very sharply, but you need to see the bigger picture here, which pertains not just to copper, but to the commodity complex more generally. And the point that I'd like to make is that if you step away from the day-to-day cut and thrust of financial market action, what are bonds, what are commodity prices telling you about the outlook for the global economy? There's a major difference there, I think, from what equities are telling you, which is by and large that everything is just about all right. We're in a moderation, we're in a growth recession, but we're not in a stagnation. If you look at bond pricing and if you look at commodity pricing, I think you'd have to argue the other way. And the concern I have, of course, is that in relation to commodities other than oil, this is not simply a question of weak or substantial supply. It's actually a question of weak demand, and that, I think, does pose major challenges. Turning to the Russian economy, our view is very much in line with consensus that the economy is in a very, very bad place at the moment, and of course the plunge in the currency has made matters significantly worse. I think that Russian consumers are indeed going to have to brace themselves for a few very challenging months ahead. But of course, the country, it could be argued, is well versed in dealing with economic crises, and therefore I suspect that many in Russia will simply just accept this as part of the inevitability associated with aggressive sanctions being imposed on the country by the West, and of course in part the falling oil price, which may also have something to do with the sanctions process.